back to fish restaurant.
Alrighty, we are back on, guys. I am
There's nobody in there. It's a brand new thing.
There we go. We are back. All fixed. It was a problem. I'm sorry. My fault. But we got a different phone on it tonight, so we had to get it fixed.
There's still nobody there.
I bet you there is. They're already starting to pop in once I went over here to sit down. Let me pull it up and we can get started here. There we go, 94 watching. We are back in. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this Stay Fishy Friday started off right. I know the last few times we had a little bit of fun with everyone here. Refresh your page. I'm in now, and you are looking for the chat. There you go. Click it.
This?
Yes. All right. Let's
see. It went wider again.
See these.
Okay. Hi guys. How you doing? I appreciate you guys, and I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. Josh will learn how to get this eventually.
Hey, well, next week it might be a whole different setup with the new webcams and whatnot.
I did order for you guys. Let me turn down this video because it's playing back in my ear. I ordered a green screen kit and these big lights, and we've got everything here. The green screen's going to go behind us, and you'll be able to see our fish tanks with fish swimming live as we're talking to you. So we set up one of our spare bedrooms as a media room where we're just going to leave everything set up in there, and then it's going to be from a camera and a webcam, and it'll be much more fluent, much better looking, and we're just going to shut the door. Every Friday we'll go back there, so we don't have to set up and take down. This is actually my kitchen right here, and we have to set all this up. And Josh was late coming home tonight, so I mean, it was just a pain in the butt. But we're going to have we're upgrading, so it might not be next week, but it'll be definitely the week after or so. Now to move on, as far as Tracy goes, I know everyone's wanting to know about Tracy. There hasn't been much improvement. She's still the same situation in the vegetative state, but she's got a lot more movements now. Like she shrugs her shoulders, she moves her feet and legs, which she wasn't doing before. When I go there, first thing I do is wash her up. So I've got these wet wipes, and they're kind of cold. When I grab her hand and I wipe her wash her hand, she turns her head over towards me and opens her eyes. She don't see me yet. Her eyes are just pointing off like a blind person, but she does notice something's touching her hand, and she moves her head towards me. Then when I'm done washing this hand, I go to the other side and I wash that hand. She turns her head back that way. So she is noticing feeling without pain. See, a lot of reaction can be like if they poke her in the finger with a needle, your sub whatever conscious reaction is to pull away. That's a normal reaction. The reactions I'm talking about are she feels something cold, or she feels my hand stroking her hand. She looks that way, so she feels it. She's not able to blink yes, twice for yes, or squeeze my hand yet. But when I washed her feet, she got a big frown on her face, like she was going to cry. So I then warmed up the napkins and did it again, and I was able to wash her feet. So there is improvement, and it's kind of exciting to me because I see new things every day. She's not able to talk to us yet, but she's getting there. She's getting more active than she was before. She's on a week awake sleep cycle now. Anything else?
Yeah, one more thing. So while you're talking about my mom, Tracy, you guys all know her and love her. So tonight's OFR drinking game, the ones that are partaking, the code word for tonight
is Tracy.
So
we say Tracy, you drink.
All right, so we got our first super chat tonight from Stephen Conroe with a $5 super chat. He said, shout out to Jerome Huff, placed a large order with me using the OFR discount code. Nice. So let me go ahead and say something here. For those of you that do give OFR discount codes, you are more than welcome to post them up weekly whenever you want, and you can keep getting your name out there and posting the code, because for one, I don't always remember, and the post always gets buried because there's a lot of people posting. So feel free to post it every week. The more people that see it, the better off it is for you guys. Alrighty, so let's dive into some questions here. Wait a minute. I see a Tracy comment.
Blessings from the UK, guys, from Urban Aquatics. Says, stay strong. Thinking of you every day. Team Tracy.
I don't like you.
Yeah. Oh, you're drinking with them?
Yeah. I mean, what was the point of partaking if you're not, joining your followers, man?
I remember 33 years ago, I met this girl, Tracy.
Stephen Conroe just chimed in with a $10 super chat. Said, bet you can't say Tracy 10 times fast.
Tracy, 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 Tracy. Drink up. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
That is, cheers. There we go. All right.
What's tonight's word for the game? That would be Tracy. I no longer drink, guys, because I have to drive every day to get to, visit Tracy, and I cannot afford a DWI or a hangover, any of that. So I just quit drinking until Tracy's home.
All right. So we said, comment from Austin Riddle said, love you guys. Might need your contact info. Have a clown knife I'd like to rehome. Can maybe bring them to you. Team Tracy. Well, you can always contact us through Facebook. There is a Facebook Messenger, or you can message me personally. It doesn't matter, but
mine's easy to remember. Bigrich at ohiofishrescue.com.
There goes an email. You can also contact us on Instagram or Twitter. However you want to do it, just send us a message. You're more than welcome to bring the fish here. We'll never say no. We're always open doors here. Well,
I can have, if you let me know ahead of time when you're coming, I can have somebody here. I've got volunteers and stuff like that will help out. Josh usually home after 4. I get home later in the evening, except on Fridays I have to set up for this Fishy Friday because I go and visit Tracy.
All right, we've got Sand Creek Aquatics chimed in with a $2 super chat, and they said Tracy.
My Aunt Florine is on here tonight. Thank you, Aunt Florine, for what you sent Tracy. I appreciate that. And she's calling in from, where's that? Was it West Virginia? Kentucky?
South Carolina? I don't know.
South Carolina? I don't even know where you live, Aunt Florine. I'm sorry. It's way down south.
All right, so if you guys pay attention to the live chats, our mods are going to be blasting links whenever we mention, say, Facebook or Instagram or something that piques your guys' interest. They will then blast the link in the comments, so do watch out for that. I'll try and keep up with it as I can, but I'm only human. So Amram chimed in with a $5 super chat, said, how possible is it if I traveled from the UK to come see the fish room? Understand if possible. Hope you're doing well. Love this channel.
Of course it's possible. Let us know in advance so that we can plan it out. I can visit Tracy in the morning, be there in the afternoon for somebody for a special circumstance, and then I can go back visiting Tracy again. That's 2 more. I'm liking this.
All right, we got Adele Parkinson chimed in with a $3 super chat. I can't quite understand her because she's from Australia. But no, I'm just joking. She said a bunch of Tracys. I'm not even going to count them. I'm just going to drink.
Well, it looks like somebody's getting trashed tonight.
Not quite. Oh my God, you guys are going at it with these
Urban
comments.
Aquatics from UK says, Tracy. We're not getting no information out there. All we're saying is Tracy.
All right, let's get some fishy questions in the house.
Minimum tank requirement for guppies from Dan Shoulders.
I'm gonna go say bigger's the better, but say a 10-gallon for minimum if you have a couple.
I've seen them in these little round bowls, and it's not. I mean,
wrong.
how would you like to live in a jail cell? Yes, you can live. Yes, you won't die, but it's not fun. So give the fish a break, and at least get them a 10-gallon, and then go up from there. You want more guppies? Get bigger because they're gonna breed and have a lot more.
All right. What's the biggest goldfish you've ever had? It's actually in our front pond right now, and the thing is over 12 inches long. The thing's probably about that tall. You guys probably can't really see the size comparison on camera, but he's pretty big.
What's that?
The goldfish in the front pond, he asked what's the biggest goldfish we have.
Oh.
So I said he's a little bit over 12 inches, but I have heard of him a lot bigger. I have not seen it though. So I speak from experience, not from what I see on the internet. How are the rescue fish doing? The rescue fish are doing great.
Oh my God! I had Lou Carbone from the OCA, Ohio Cichlid Association, brought over Jim Cummings tonight. Jim Cumming, and I'm out there showing him the fish, and I was mortified. I thought I saw a dead fish. And we don't deal with dead fish here. I'm like, oh my God! I'm right in front of him. I'm like, is that fish dead? I'm looking, and I look around. No, it was the Chinese algae eater, the albino one, upside down and sucking on a piece of twig sticking out, and it looked like he was, dead in there. I was so mortified, but yeah, he had a great time here tonight.
Well, that's awesome. You guys...
I forgot, Tracy. You guys must be having fun.
You guys might know who Jim Cummings is. And he was here, and he praised us for our setup and said we're well known all around the world. And my dad said he's kind of his idol, and it was just mind-boggling that he came in here and said that you're like a legend. And we're just a couple of guys who got into fish, and we love fish, and we try and do what's right for the community. So
Damian Barker says, have you ever had any datnoid, and what's the biggest we had? He was
we had a true ST datnoid that is now like outrageously expensive, $6,000 to $8,000. We had one that was 24 inches long,
and we sold him, and then we ended up buying him back at a cheaper rate. And this was one of our personal fish, and then we sold him again because these people just kept on offering us money for this fish, and I got it as a baby and grew it out. It was 24 inches, big, huge datnoid, 3-bar datnoid, beautiful. And someone offered us $2,200 for it. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
$2,200 and a 20-inch Tigrinus.
Right. And I had to take it. So we ended up selling it, and we never got it back after that.
And then the next year they go extinct in the wild, and now they're
they're
$6,000 to $8,000.
Yeah.
I wish I would have kept them.
I dropped the ball on that one.
Mm-hmm. But we got Brandon chimed in with a $15 super chat. Said, any suggestions for a single fish to have in a 40-gallon tank? I was thinking a single angelfish, but need more ideas.
Gulper cat. You only keep one in the tank.
But eventually a gulper cat will get about 15, 16 inch, but yeah, he might outgrow it. A single angelfish would be good. You could probably get away with 3 or so in there. Is it a 40 long or a 40 breeder? That could have an effect on it. But if you want to go towards more like a predator fish, you can go with... they have some smaller breeds of wolf fish that don't get too large that you might be able to keep in there. But it's kind of throwing me for a loop right now. I can't really think of what to put in there.
Hadley Cape Breton says, just in case somebody forgot to say it, Tracy is a beautiful woman, and she will be back before we all know it. And much love from everybody who loves Ohio Fish Rescue. Shout out for Tracy.
Matt's Monster Fish is in the house.
What's up, Matt?
All right. Hey, if I grow it out, can I keep a Goliath tigerfish with a gator gar? It all depends on size, really. The gator gar will grow a lot faster than your Goliath tigerfish.
And eat it.
But once the tigerfish gets big, you're going to have some problems.
They're super fast, super aggressive, and they're notorious fin nippers. And when they're 2 foot and they nip a fin, that fish is missing a chunk the size of the end of my thumb.
They're freaking awesome. What type of fish is your favorite? We've answered this a lot.
Arapaima.
His is the Arapaima. I'm a catfish guy, and I have to go with Tigrinus or the Goonch catfish. Alrighty, we got a $10 super chat from Ken B. He said, "Is a 150-gallon outdoor tub, 60 by 24 by 24, big enough for 5 to 7 shabunkins for life?"
That's kind of hard because their life is a 20 to 60-year span, depending on their bloodlines. So they could get up to 2 foot apiece, then it wouldn't be big enough.
Right.
Know? So if they're, you can have them for many years in that 150. They'll if they stay small like that. You know, you might have one that grows abnormally huge and the rest stay small. It's really hard to say on that.
I agree with that consensus. Steven said with proper filtration, it should work. Again, it depends on, you know, how big they get. But if you have 3, say even they only get 15, 16-inch shabunkins, and you have them in a 5 foot by 2 foot footprint, they're kind of going to be swimming on top of each other. But again, if you want them cramped in a little bit low quarters and you have good enough filtration, you can keep them alive. But we always preach, if you have the room, give them a bigger space.
Now, let me ask you guys something. We've got the lighting on behind. Does it look okay? Is it too bright? Is it whitewashed? Is it dark? Josh, you can go over there and turn on the other light too.
I'm looking at it on screen, and it looks pretty darn good.
I'll see what they have to say.
Can a Jaguar, cichlid, and a flowerhorn breed? Good question. I really don't know. I'm not going to lie to you guys because that's not who we are. I don't know. I mean, I think it's maybe possible, but I'm going to say no. All right. Any update on how you're going to get those 2 20-foot tanks into the pool room? What's going in them? You're going to have to wait, not the next video. The video after is an update on the Bellagio tanks, and you guys will know our plan for this, so stay tuned. I can't tell you right now because I can't let the cat out the bag, so I don't want to ruin the video surprise. But you guys already know that African cichlids are going in one, and you guys can't know about the other one, but it's going to be awesome. Where do you guys get your water from for water changes? We are on city water. That's why we rely heavily on plants. So the plants either nitrates out the water, it's recycled. We don't have to do much of a drip system, but we do drip in water from the city. So we got Konstantin Karianis. Sorry if I butchered your name a little bit, but he just chimed in with a $100 super chat. Thank you very much.
Oh my God.
He said, "One, Tracy is a true angel, and I pray she will be home soon. I love you guys." That was very sweet.
Yes.
And 2, having a master's degree in applied animal behavior and being a licensed behaviorist, I can't thank you enough for educating the public with becoming responsible pet care providers.
Aww.
That was...
I want to invite this person over to dinner.
So, I mean, it's...
Thank you so much.
It's not really a burden on us. It's kind of like who we've become. We want to educate our fans, our followers, the general public, because, you know, the pet stores don't really do it because, you know, most of them don't care about if, you know, the fish lives or dies. They just care about making the dollar. But there are some fish stores, pet stores out there that do care.
We've met a lot that surprised us.
I can't say all, but we just want to share our knowledge and
you know, if we try and help the situation and not perpetuate the problem, our jobs become easier because people, you know, aren't buying the pacus. And, you know, I don't really have a problem with the red tails and the tiger shovelnose because I have plenty of public aquariums that want them, but nobody wants the pacus. That's the big problem fish I have. So, you know, we even made window clings up for pet stores that this store is backed by Ohio Fish Rescue if they agree not to sell no pacu. So we've given out, 7 of them so far now? And to responsible pet store owners. And, you know, we're working with them and we're willing to go nationwide with that. You know, and then we also push, you know, please do your due diligence. If you're wanting a 10-gallon tank and you go to Petco and you buy the little red tail, it's never going to, I don't care what the person there says, you're going to be in for a problem. And then you're going to end up taking the fish back, or you have to buy a bigger tank. Check out your information on the internet first. Do your due diligence and then buy the fish that you want.
I concur. So we got Their World Aquatics chimed in with a $20 super chat. So for those of you that don't know, that is our buddy Joe, and he's the one that's going to be our saltwater sector of Ohio Fish Rescue. Now he's working on his quarantine system. Now God bless his soul, but he's got the Autorama coming up, or the IX Center, one of them. It's one of the power shows around here, and he's got a Dodge Demon, and he's been spending all his time getting ready for this show.
After he spent all of his money on the car.
he wants me to come next weekend, which I will show my face around there, but he is working on his quarantine system for the saltwater setup. So for those of you that do want to get involved or want to follow along, he's our buddy, and
he's the guy that we usually take a lot of the saltwater fish that come in here. We call him and see if he wants them, and then we give them to him. He's had a 720 tank, 1,000-gallon tank. What's the other tanks?
He's got I can't remember.
He's got a bunch of them, 500s, all kinds of stuff. And then now he's setting up, a whole like retail type store and slash saltwater rescue. So he's going to be our saltwater, half of Ohio Fish Rescue.
So before this, he'd always take in the small fish, and now he's gearing up to set up a large body of water to take in all the big fish, to hold them while he either keeps them or we rehome them to zoos and aquariums.
Right.
So stay tuned for that. That's going to be some awesome video opportunities. And I can't wait to share that with you. I'm sure he's excited, but he's now, dealing with the car stuff, so he's put it on back burner, which shame on him. Which I know his wife is probably watching.
Fish come first.
his wife is watching right now, so
Fishy.
Kick his butt and make him get back to work, all right? So we got Jeff Beatty chimed in with a $5 super chat. He said, how long does it take for a Frontosa to fully mature? I have only had mine for 6 weeks, and it seems like it's almost tripled in size.
Wow. That's fast
Frontosa?
We've had them here for a year before they got big,
Yeah.
So we don't try and power feed here. We feed enough to keep them from going after other fish and the aggression levels down. So some people can grow fish faster than we are. We try and just keep them fed. So, yeah, they might grow faster for you than they would for me. But to me, about a year for a Frontosa because of the size. They have to be at least 3 inches, 4 inches before they're mature, adulthood.
All right, so we got Quincy E. Stop chimed in with the $50 super chat. He said to help cover fish food cost.
Nice.
You are awesome, my friend. I know you've chimed in before. You always chime in with to help cover fish food, and we do appreciate you. That is pretty awesome.
Ryan and Megan Neff says prayers for Tracy. And hi from Pendleton, Indiana to Bigrich and Josh. You've been a blessing to the fish community. Love watching all your videos. Looking forward to more. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Someone said it must be expensive to have such tanks. What does it cost for you guys monthly in water, electricity, and gas for the rescue? And how do you guys keep up with the cost?
It's been about $2,000
a month
for
all the utilities.
Utilities and food for the fish, and then if we need medicines, that's all extra. We started off with trying to get donations, and we got a couple hundred a month from people that really cared. But starting this YouTube thing is the thing that helped us the most. Now we're getting the ad sales money, and that's helping me. It's not quite covering the cost of the rescue, but at the time, the rescue was we only did necessary. We need food, we need heat, we need gas, we need electric. If you notice, a lot of my tanks ain't decorated pretty and all that. They're holding cells. I'd much rather, if I had the spare money, have a nice background, have, better lighting. We're working with what we got, what we've taken in. So now that the rescue or the YouTube money is starting to come up and put some money into there, we're also still getting, I think, $300 a month from Patreon. And we get other sales or other contributions through PayPal and stuff like that. Now, the GoFundMe for Tracy is different. That's not part of the rescue. But we got our first bill in for Tracy, $37,000. I had to call him up and blah, 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 because, we did have insurance, but we have to pay 20%. So still $3,700 is a big chunk out of
10%.
Oh, man. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, they're starting to come in, so they're going to hit us hard, and that's what the other fund's for. But anyways, we're starting now to where we can afford to buy better food instead of scraps and trying to get together what we can. We can now buy, light bulbs if we need them, stuff like that. I was used to always putting out the money because on my rental properties and my spare money, I'm not going out to bars. I'm not hanging out and going. I pretty much worked here in the rescue, and I put all my money into it. So spare money went to the rescue, and Tracy was always on me before she got into her koi. That I'm wasting so much money on this and blah blah blah. Well, once I got her into her koi, she's like, "Honey, I need a better light bulb. These colors ain't popping." And that was Tracy. She's so cute, Tracy.
So the aquarium guys, they do a local podcast. Well, not
That's
local
right,
to
yeah.
us, but to them. But they do a podcast, and they just chimed in with a $2 super chat. They said, Greg was fun today. I'm assuming Greg Woodstock. They
Yes.
had him on the podcast.
Yeah, I
and
hooked
he
that
said,
up.
love ya.
All right, Rob. I'm glad you had fun with that. Rob is the guy from Aquarium Podcast that put together Tracy's GoFundMe. So far, it's brought in over $6,000, and he's the man that put it together. So he's really helped out. So listen to Rob's podcast on the Aquarium Podcast guys.
I'm going to say they had us on one time, and it was kind of fun. I had a blast.
It was fun. What do you mean, kind of?
I said kind of. I don't know. I'm used to saying it. But we had fun. They talked about, me getting brutally attacked by an alligator gar.
Yeah.
We had all sorts of stories. And, they're a fun group.
Okay. Marco Jamin says, I have an opportunity to get a goonch catfish, but I hear they die pretty easy. Do you guys have any experience? Yes, we do. You have to have such good water parameters for goonch. They die so easy.
You have to have cool temps, between 60 and 70.
And wave makers and water movement over them.
Highly oxygenated.
Yes.
They are a pain to keep, but the biggest we've gotten a goonch here was 26 inches, and we have them in our freezer.
Because?
He died.
That's how hard it is. It was hard for us to keep him alive.
We had our buddy Russ at Ecordino. He grew out 3 goonch, and he got them to 18 inches. And we got this big goonch here, and we had him, and we wanted him to come over and see him. And literally right as he looked past the tank, the fish was fine. He was awesome. He looks over at another tank, looks back, and says, hey, what's wrong with your fish? He literally looked like he had a seizure, rolled over, and died. It was as quick as that. But now he is in our freezer, and hopefully someday we wish to get him mounted.
We need somebody that does fish taxidermy, or where they actually don't even use the fish and they just paint one up like it. We've got the size. We've got 3 freezer fulls of fish that I've had for 20 years now?
Yeah.
Of fish of my favorites from in the past that died of old age and all that. We really want to find somebody that's willing to work with us on a cheap price and at least get a couple of them under our walls and mounted, because I miss a lot of them.
Which I've been pushing to show you guys a video of all the freezers and all the fish we've had throughout the years, but he keeps making a point that if you pull them out, you're not going to get them back in the way that they fit.
Right.
So that might have to wait a while. But we got Ian Boyles chimed in with a $20 super chat. He said, I love you guys. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
We sure will.
Appreciate that. Andrea Milan says, is the other Pima in there with Brutichet? She says Bowser. It was Bruiser.
Bruiser.
No, he's not.
Which, I mean, Bowser's kind
Bowser's
of
the
a
next
good
one.
name.
That's the one in the 700.
We've got Bubba. It's Bubba.
Oh, okay.
And I think Matt mentioned the name Bowser. That's
Matt?
why you remember Bowser. Matt's Monster Fish, chime in if you mentioned the name Bowser. Tell us in the comments, because I think it was you. But I just had a comment here. I lost it.
Brandon McDonald says, have you got any cool L numbered Plegos in at the moment?
That was my comment I was going to read. You stole my thunder.
We have Serratus.
I don't remember the L numbers, but we do have Pseudocanthicus serratus, however you want to say it. But they are black dragon cactus plecos.
We have 3 of them, 1 big female and 2 male.
They are pretty awesome. And then we have 2 Adonis plecos. One's 34 inches, and one is about 10 inches.
Yeah. Tim Cummings was here today, and I told him, look at that Adonis pleco in the back.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, oh, that thing's the biggest pleco I've ever seen. What's he, about 2 foot? And I'm like, hang on a second. I got the broomstick, and I moved him from the back of because it was 7 foot deep. I moved him from the back all the way to the front. And I'm like, does he look too big? He goes, oh my goodness. You know, I'm like, he's 34 inches, not 2 foot. Though we got him up close, he looked way bigger.
Right. All right, Bigrich is the greatest hobbyist we all know. He's not in it for the money like most YouTubers. He's the epitome of us all. Well, that was sweet.
Nice.
But what about me? I help. All right, so we got Dave Hudson chimed in with a $5 super chat. Said, thank you, OFR, for all the information and help you all give. Keeping Tracy's recovery in our prayers, and hope to hear her back on the live stream soon.
Aw, thank you. I can't wait till she comes back.
And someone just commented in with a very peculiar comment, and yes, I was thirsty. So I got that little drink there.
Ethan Steiner says, hey, Rich, I don't know if you remember me, but you said that you would name a fish after my dog Cookie because I donated to OFR. I was wondering which one you named. I left that up for Tracy, and it was going to be one of her koi, but then all this happened. So I don't know which one it is, if she even did it yet. I don't remember, but the koi.
I believe she was waiting on a black and white speckled one to come in.
Oh.
I don't know if she found it.
So it will be one of the kois because, you know, they stay here forever. The ones that she's got and we're going to put in the pond, they're going to be here forever. So we'll have Cookie the koi sooner or later.
Good community fish that gets big for a 75 planted, no cichlids. Kissing gouramis. They can get up to 12 inches.
I like
banded sharks.
sharks.
But those things can get up to 5 foot.
Mm.
They get huge.
Have you ever seen one bigger than a foot?
Yes.
I have never.
I have one in my buddy's tank right now that's 2 foot. And Joe Rockwell, one of our mods, says his buddy has a pond out there and he has a couple that are over 3 foot.
Joe, go fishing. I want them. I love them fish.
Yeah, and there was that one time that TFD offered us the ones over 30 inches for $200 a piece, and then he died. So we never actually got that hookup. God bless his soul. Someone said, "Aw, we love you, Josh." When will Josh grow a mullet? Probably never.
Titty Lover says, Bigrich is the greatest hobbyist we all know. He's not in it for the money like most YouTubers. He's the epitome of us all. Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. But I'm just a guy with fish, so.
All right, so Eric Teach chimed in. He said, Josh, Bigrich created your love for fish. You should thank him. He built a freaking indoor pool pond. Bigrich rules. Well,
I've been telling you this for years.
what you guys don't know is before all this fish stuff happened, my dad was into cars heavy. He was going to the car shows all the time. He built the hot rod in the garage with my older brother, and he wanted to do something with me, and I liked animals, and I liked fish. So me and him got into the fish together, and we created.
Before that, I always had a 300-gallon, 125, something. I was in the house.
It wasn't a 4,000 over 100,000 gallons.
We got all this because now my son, and that's my fault. I was working on the cars, and my youngest son was just like, "Are we done yet?" And me and Richie, we're sitting there wrenching and putting on the new blower or something, and it's just awesome. And Joshy's like, "Oh my God, can I go in?" And he just really learned to not like cars, so he don't want to work on cars. So that's why I got into fishing.
I like driving them, and I like doing burnouts, but I don't like, sitting in the garage while my older
Can you
brother...
read this one for me?
No, I cannot. I love you guys. I got a Jack Dempsey and a pink convict together. Awesome, but that could turn out for the worse once the Jack Dempsey gets bigger. But we've got Stemhead chimed in with a $15 super chat. Thank you very much.
Didn't say nothing. Just give you a shout out for the $15. Thank you very much.
Stephen Conroe said that's true, Rich. Anytime Josh has a car problem, he messages me. Oh my goodness. He works at Audi, guys. All right, I have an Audi, and I say, what do I do? What can I do? How can I not spend, $3,000 fixing my car? So he brings his laptop over, fixes my car, and he's a great guy. I was going to say something positive about him, but I don't know if I can now.
Urban Aquatics says Tracy. Wait. Right after Urban Aquatics says Tracy again.
What's up? So we got River Sticks chimed in with a $10 super chat. He says, "Hey guys, I'm a neighbor in Parma. A few months ago, I contacted you on Facebook about a visit, but you guys got busy with rescues. I know things are rough now, but do you know when you'll be doing visits again?"
We got caught up on the rescues. I've got a few people waiting. We've got this poor lady in Burton, Michigan, I put off for months now. I've got another nice people down in Missouri, Illinois, right by St. Louis, Missouri, that I put off for a big pacu. It's an 8-hour drive for us. But other than those two, I have caught up on all the rescues. I'm just, I'm spending my time in there with Tracy during the day. So if you can make it on a weekend, Saturday during the day, then possibly Josh might be able to run you through a tour.
Or maybe weekdays between 4 and 5, possibly. But we got Maverick Graber chimed in with a $10 super chat. His name's actually David. But he said, "Team Tracy and Team Bigrich and Josh, thanks for all you do. Xander says hi."
Oh, what's up, Xander? That's Tracy's girlfriend or boyfriend. This kid's about yay high, and he came in here and he's like, "Hi, Bigrich," and he's like, "Hi, Tracy, you're my girlfriend." And she just fell in love with him, picked him right up, and he told me he was taking her home with him, and he's a cute little kid.
He'll actually be here on Sunday, so we're getting a bunch of discus on Sunday, which that might be a new video. It might not be. You guys might get into a treat. But he's coming up. He's buying a couple discus, and Matt's buying a couple discus. And
Matt's coming up too?
Yep, he's coming up on Saturday. So you guys might get a video with Matt.
Matt, I'm going to have to call you because I've got some things down in Columbus to pick up. So maybe you can pick them up on your way up here. I'll send you the money.
All right, so we got Kosei Hoffmeister chimed in with a $15 super chat. Said, "If you could own any 3 fish that you don't own, what would they be and why?" Right now, I'd say a goonch because they're freaking awesome and they get huge. A European Wells because
they're illegal. We can't have them.
And they're awesome. And the third one I would say would be either a giant snakehead because they're illegal or a red dragon arowana because they're illegal.
All stuff we're not allowed to have, we must have,
All right, so we got Stephen Conroe chimed in. He said, "Hey, Pumpkin, Tracy.
Pub 314 says, "Rich, how do those keto bars taste? Are you the one that? No, that was
It was Cat Delau,
Delau, right?
but that might be the same person. Are you the person that sent the snack pack from my father?
Um, they were okay. Oh, the meat sticks in there. I got the first one. I was kind of like, okay, this is kind of a different taste than a meat steak. The second one was real good, and the third one was hotter than anything. I had to stop eating and go get some water. I'm just eating because I didn't know. I didn't read it. I just, oh, it's a meat stick. So, I ate one day, ate one another day. And I got that third one, and I take a bite, and I'm walking towards the front door, and I'm just like, ooh. I had to turn around and come back and get something to drink.
All right, so we got Mike L chimed in with a $5 super chat. He said, "Have you guys ever had any sterlet sturgeon, and do you have any interest in them? I've always loved them for being one of the few cold water monsters. Yes, they are pretty awesome.
I thought sterlet only get to 3 foot though.
3 to 5.
No, sterlets are the small ones.
I could be. Yes, they are small.
Yeah, that's the 3 foot ones. The one we liked that Rod had was the Diamondback, was it?
Yes.
Them things get big and they're just awesome looking. The sterlet was all right. We have the albino one in the koi pond.
So once we get the koi pond outside, I might add a few more sturgeon and a couple.
Don't talk
Chinese
like newbies. You're not going to
sharks.
get a few more sturgeon. Sturgeon get big. You're going to get one of this kind and one of that kind, maybe. That's it.
Do you know how big this pond will be? Do you know how
30 by
small
40.
sterlet sturgeons are?
Yeah.
I have a couple. I'm not talking beluga sturgeons. Maybe a diamondback, but that's about it. But I'm not going to buy the big ones because they get huge. So we got
Beta
Steven.
Time Story says, Heidi ho and hello, fish folks. Hey, Rich. Hey, Josh. Prayers for Tracy and the whole of your family from the whole of ours. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
So we got Stephen Royer chimed in with a $5 super chat. He said, "Here's a few bucks for you. I hope it helps, and I hope you guys have a good night." Thank you very much, and cheers.
Justin Richards, go ahead.
Going down the line.
It's
hold
just,
off.
it's so funny. I just got to say,
horses.
He put it in text, and I went past it, and I showed it to you, and you were like, no, I'm not reading that. And then he says, it was worth a try. And now he puts up a super chat with it, so you have to say it. He's a smart man.
So Rip River Sticks just chimed in with a $10 super chat. He said, "I'm patient. I'll wait as long as I have to. Heart, if you ever need help, let me know. You guys are amazing." Well, thank you. Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
No, I mean, he's close by and he's offering help, and I appreciate that. We're not trying to do big, projects right now because I'm spending my time with Tracy and Josh is working, so we're not even planning on big projects. The 2 tanks are outside. They have heaters in them. I have sensors in them where I can read inside at my bedroom. I can tell whatever temperature they are. So they're just there until the whole winter's over with, and we go back to summertime, and we'll work on the tanks then. We do have to get the 500 gallon up onto the stand because the stand's in the hallway of our walkway in our fish room. So we need a few people here to lift up this 500 gallon tank and then slide the stand under it. That'll probably be our next adventure here.
It might happen on Sunday when I have a bunch of guys here. Sorry,
Matt's like, dang it, I'm not going up there.
All right, so we got Justin Richards, our no good
you stop it.
Not very good mod that wants to be, mischievous.
He's a great modder. He's up to no good right now. Is what you were trying to say.
No, he's a great guy, but he's up to no good, exactly. But he chimed in with a $5 super chat, and he said, Tracy, 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 good luck.
He didn't miss one, Justin. Just finish your cup. Hope all you at home can keep up with that. Haven't Wells Catfish eaten people? Yes, they have.
All right, so
That's from Chevy Fish.
Got a comment here. Said, Josh, you hang with your parents on Friday nights and constantly helping and pop with everything in your 25. Need I say more? You're a stud. Well, thank you.
You
All
sound
right.
like you're feeling
Cheers.
pretty
After all them Tracy's, I'm feeling
good.
pretty
All in
good.
What? The Mekong catfish, IE 617. They're illegal too, yes, but they just get too big. We can't have a fish here the size of a Volkswagen that will just inhale all the rest of our fish.
I'd be scared to swim with them.
Yeah.
And Joe from their world said, "You're not going to make it to 8 p.m. I challenge you." All right, tips on how to grow a mullet. I want to hear this one.
Don't cut your hair. It's that simple.
No, he uses Pantene and Garnier and all sorts of vitamins. And he really doesn't. He just lets it grow and
tie it up. Here's the problem.
He said,
with long
America.
Hair. Right, America. The problem with long hair is that it gets caught in ponytails and gets twisted up, and then you're trying to brush it and you're ripping it out. People have a hard time growing long hair. After you get out of the shower and it's nice and I showered in the water to where the water keeps it all. What do you call that when it's floating in the water? And then I brush it that way and get some knots out. And then when I get out of the shower, I put it in a ponytail and I leave it. And that's it. I don't mess with it. And it just keeps growing. Mr. Moda says, "Hey, love your YouTube channel and prayers for your wife, Tracy." I added Tracy, but I just said it twice. Bad Boys for Life says, "Former Marine here. If y'all ever need help, let me know. I'd love to help you with anything." Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Usually we post up on Facebook if we do need help and, it's extra hands here. I never really posted on YouTube because YouTube is just, you guys are from so far away and there's so many people. There's 70,000 people on YouTube that are all over the place. I think if I post on there, I'd have like 50 people show up and we're moving a little tank. It would be fun. It would be easier, but I don't want to.
I'm back, but I do believe I owe you two.
Okay.
And yes, Justin, I refilled my cup. Thank you very much. All right, River Sticks chimed in with a $5 super chat. He said, "Jinx, I'll buy you both a Coke." All right, we got Tasty Pear chimed in with a $5 super chat. And they said, "If I know nothing about fish, can I handle a Fahaka puffer?"
If you keep him by himself, they're very mean. They're very tolerable on water and tank conditions, and they're pretty neat. But you throw something in there, they're going to tear it apart. So you can't keep it in with other fish. Now, I've seen people out there that do, but they always end up saying, "I should have listened to you because it killed my prize this or my prize that."
Sometimes you might get lucky, but...
Oh, no. Every once in a while, you might get lucky. It's not worth losing your other fish over. So they're destructive. I mean, they destroy things. Enjoy it. Put in a clam in there and watch it just destroy it. It's really neat. It's a cool fish.
Cheers to Josh for trimming up that beard and getting it under control. LOL. Well, my girlfriend would seem to, agree with you, but there's a lot of people online that loved the beard, okay? So, next November it might come back. Who knows? But I lost the comment. I'm sorry.
Wait. The mulleted aquarist. He says, "So I've started getting fish shaved on the side of my head." He has a mullet in the back and his hair on the side. He shaves fish into it in the shape of a fish. That's
what
awesome.
Should I get for next week? OFR.
Yes, you can send us a picture of OFR on both sides of your head. We want that picture, and your mullet too. We want that picture. We will use it on our Facebook and probably some of our videos. That's awesome, brother.
All right, so we got Case 2 chimed in with a $5 super chat. Said, "What is the long-term plan for Brutus? How big could he get in the pool?" All right, so our long-term plan is to keep him because we do have a 58,000 gallon pool pond, or a pond, recreation pond.
Recreation pond.
But we're kind of in debate on how big he will get. The biggest arapaima I've seen in captivity is like 7.5, maybe 8 foot.
2 at the shed aquarium were 9 foot.
Well,
They were
trying,
in like a 1,200 gallon tank. It was ridiculously packed for those 2 fish.
we're trying to compete with that. So hopefully, Brutus.
Trying to compete with that. I do not power feed my fish for growth. I feed them so that they don't have aggression towards other fish. So it may take longer for him to grow, but we're not looking to compete with anybody else. He's going to stay here, and as he gets bigger, we may have to move the smaller fish out, because right now he's 5 foot and his mouth's about that big around.
He's 1.5 years old and 5 foot.
Right. Well, he's like 2 inches short of 5 foot. Anyways, when he gets to be say 9 foot, his mouth's going to be about this big around, and he can eat that 18-inch dovie in there. He could eat the Viagus and spillum in there. He could eat the peacock bass. So when he gets bigger, we'll remove the smaller fish out of there.
So we got Jeff Beatty chimed in with a $20 super chat, and I just have to say cheers. But he said, IPA fun for Josh. After tonight's live show, he will need to purchase some more. Cheers, buddy. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and...
Linda Headache says, hey guys, much love from Long Island, New York. Sending Tracy positive thoughts. Thank you. Positive vibes always, she says.
Justin Richards said, Rich, people are interested in your band music. Where can they find it?
We don't have any out there. I mean, we were just a local band playing, and I did record 4 different songs of our originals in one band, and 4 songs in another band, Ultraviolence. Them are my prized possessions. I have them, but they're not out there about, sorry.
So I just want to point out, we have 514 people on our live stream right now. That
Do
is
we?
insane. You guys
my
are
God.
awesome.
You guys rock.
So we have Dave and Xander. They just chimed in with a $5 super chat. Said, whatever you need picked up in Columbus, because they are from Columbus, said, message me and I'll pick it up Sunday.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Josh's Captain Stanley 51 says Josh's cup is full of tank water, so he can be the master fish keeper.
You hear that, Matt? Whatever happened to that fish food deal?
Oh, that was just horrid. It was.
So that was our buddy Joe at their worlds, and it was so smelly, and it was the fish, the scraps, the carcass.
After they cut out all the fillets and everything else, the skin had some meat on it left, and then the bones had some meat on it left. But it was so smelly. It was like, I don't know, it was like walking into an old meat market, fish market in Taiwan or something in the middle of a hot sunny day. It just smelled horrible. I cannot deal with that. Nothing in my fish room don't smell, my house don't smell. I couldn't handle it. It was horrid smelling. So we never went through that deal again.
Someone just asked, Josh, are you still with your girlfriend? Yes, I am. And I lost the other one. Cheers. You guys are chiming in with a lot of cheers.
Jen Jorgensen says, love the videos lately. I'm missing Tracy, though. Keep up the great work, guys, and looking great, Bigrich. Well, thank you, Jen. I appreciate it. And, yeah, we sure do miss Tracy, too. You know, there's things in life here that I didn't realize. Like the little tiny garbage can in the bathroom. 33 years, I've never seen it full. I never understood it. It's that's where you throw your. Now it's full every 3 days. It's crazy. I miss the hell out of her.
Hello from Huddersfield, England. Alex here. Absolutely loving the channel. This Friday night Stay Fishy is becoming a regular thing. LOL. I just stay in these days watching my Corridora.
Nice.
All right, so we got Eric Teach chimed in with a $10 super chat, and he said fish food. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks.
And I'm just going to say one word, and it's Tracy.
Stephen Crossan says, Miss Tracy also. A lot of prayers for you guys and a speedy recovery. Well, thank
Wow,
you.
the numbers keep rising. Well, we hope we can keep entertaining our guests, our followers, our devout people who love us and support us, our fish family.
Right.
We will continue to do this no matter if the numbers increase or lower. It's what we love to do.
Yes. I do have a question, though. How is the lag tonight? And how is the sound and the video?
And
how does things look?
And the lighting. So I've been trying to keep an eye on it, and it seems good on my end, but we want to hear from you guys. With all the water in the fish room, how do you guys keep mold from becoming an issue? All right, so this is really a simple question. For one, we have one tiny, a 3.5 quart dehumidifier that we run 24/7. But because we run a gas heater and we heat the room, when you heat up that air, you have a direct flame, and it basically cooks all the moisture out of the air.
Dries you out. Just like your house. When you walk around in your house in the wintertime when the heat's on, you can slide your feet on the floor and then you can zap your sister or your brother or your husband or wife or whatever. That's because it's getting so dry in your house. Well, with us having the heater out there, it dries out the air itself. And then because now of more tanks that are open topped, which we need to get covered, we've had to add the dehumidifier for the first time in like 8 years. We haven't had a dehumidifier. There is no mold. Everybody's always amazed that, they look at the ceiling and the cracks and everything else, and there's no mold anywhere. There isn't really a moisture problem. So it's because of that furnace. We heat the air in our fish room. The whole fish room gets heated to 83 degrees, and then the tanks stay 79-ish or so like that, 78-ish. Depending if they're lower towards the ground, they get a little colder. If they're up high, they get a little warmer. But it's a lot cheaper for us to heat the room instead of having hundreds of watts of heaters in each tank. And the problem with heaters is you've all had one break on you, things like that. And now imagine if you had 70 heaters in a room,
All right, so we are getting around to that 8 o'clock time.
No.
Wait for me to finish. But we did mess up in the beginning, so I can give you guys another 15 minutes.
See, I keep going until I just can't take it no more. And he wants, the hour. The hour's up. I think they're being good. They're awesome. It's a fun thing. I'll do this all night.
All right.
I love our crowd.
I'm fairly new to the channel, but I pray for Tracy every day.
Thank you. I am so blown away with the love from around the world, and I mean around the world. Places I've never heard of before, like the Isle of Man. I've never even heard of that. I had to go to the internet to look it up, to find out where it was. And we've got such a big following in like Australia and the UK, and it's just amazing.
So I looked it up on YouTube, and our #1 following is the United States, and then it's the United Kingdom, and then it's Australia.
Wow.
And then it's Canada.
I just love the amount of goodness coming from everywhere in the planet. It's awesome.
Can I move in? Hey guys, if you have fish that need permanent homes, I have a few indoor ponds being built, so if they're ever heading past Delaware. We always have fish that do need homes if they are large. We do have some large fish here that you can rehome, but we always do check if you have a pond that's suitable enough for them, because we don't always check to make sure they go to a great home. We make sure they go to a suitable home. So if you can provide that, we can stock your ponds. Alrighty. Candiana chimed in with a $2 super chat, said, how are the new koi and goldfish doing?
They're doing good. We got them on the back porch. It's enclosed because, we exhaust in the pool room here, or the new ecosystem pond. it's an open top now. So we have an exhaust fan just blowing out into the cold air. Well, what we did was we took plastic and covered in our back porch. So it blows all that out. And then that warm air is being used on the back deck, and it goes down between the wood and goes outside. So now people that do smoke when they come over, they can go on the back deck and sit out there, because we don't smoke in the house, and we don't smoke at all. And people that do smoke, though, they got a place now where it's nice, and it's not 80 out there, but it's at least 60, and it blows it all away. So that's where the koi are inside that enclosed back porch. And I have to feed them because they're not cold enough to go dormant for the winter. So I'm out there every day, and I feed them, and they're getting so thick in there. It seems like when I throw food in there, it looks like a carpet that you can walk across of just fish mouths.
All right, so we got Justin Richards and Adele Parkinson. They are blasting links for our Patreon and our Teespring. So if you guys don't know, we do have new Tracy merch.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
He spent hours upon hours designing this merch, and the leggings are absolutely awesome. I'm gonna buy some for my girlfriend.
Now I have koi fish that wrap around from the front of the leg all the way around to the back of the leg, down on the bottom, and they're swimming around. And then I got Team Tracy going all the way up and down the leg. I got OFR logos on it. It's really neat. And then we've got baby clothes now.
Of course, he puts the baby clothes in there because he wants me to have a little Josh Jr. He's been pushing me for years.
That was Jordy.
Well,
the breeding
he's
tank.
Talking about the breeding tank, but you've been wanting grandkids for some time.
Yes.
And I'm like,
but
no.
anyways, we got baby onesies now that OFR and Team Tracy, and we got children's clothes. We've got mugs, all kinds of things. I've worked my butt off because I really didn't like Teespring. It's so hard to work with, and then you do all this work for say an hour, and you go to save it, and then it jumbles all the pictures together, and it's not what you designed. It was terrible. So I did them one at a time until I got it right, and then so now I've got a big vast library of new merchandise. It's really nice.
All right, so we got Tasty Pear chimed in with a $5 super chat. Said, Fishman, have you considered something like Orisanco Mobile Aquarium for rescues? I have no idea what that is.
No, never heard of it. We have what we do now is we have a koi breeding tub, and it has a built-in filtration on it. It fits in our truck perfectly. I have to design a lid for it with a weather stripping so that I can put it on there. Because right now I have to drive so carefully. When I take off, I have to take off very little gas and proceed to give it more and more and more and more and more until I get up to the speed. But if anybody gets in front of me and I have to hit the brakes, that water smacks us in the back of the head. It's horrible. So I got to stop, progressively stop, and then when I get to a stop, I got to let off the brakes so that the car don't do this, and it shakes the water. It's really.
So we got Kay Quaha chimed in with a $20 super chat. Said, sorry, Big Betty, I've been on hauls. My love to Tracy. So we got another comment. Said, hi, Big Rich and Josh. Can you tell us the story of your craziest fish rescue? Where is the farthest you've driven to pick up fish? So this is a steaming hot debate. Is it his rescue or my rescue that's been the most? Because he's driven to California and back. I've driven to Seattle and back.
Washington is as far west as you can go, and it's bordering on Canada. So from Ohio to Washington is a straight shot. I had to go to California twice in 1 month.
I think mine's the better story, though.
It was a 72-hour drive the first time, and I stayed up the whole time and drove. The second time, I had made provisions to be able to sleep, but then our truck broke down, and we were stranded for 12 hours, and I didn't get to sleep. It was 90 hours, and it was all the way across the United States and then down to the bottom of California. So mine was definitely farther.
Wait, but you forget, he sent his old friend with me. We'll get
to your story in a minute. Let me finish this. So mine was definitely longer, and then it was more brutal. They had 3 people driving, taking turns, supposedly. It turned out to be only 2. But I had to drive this whole way We had Joe Rockwell was with us, and he drove for like 6 hours, and then he drove for like an hour after that. And other than that, I got back, and that's when I fell out of the truck and ripped all the tendons off of my shoulder and had to go and have surgery. They pulled 7 tendons back up and reattached to my shoulder here because there's actually 6 they did, because there's one still retracted down here in my bicep. It's a small little one, and it's still retracted. He couldn't find the end of it, so that right there makes it much more hazardous than yours.
Can I just say that's what she said?
Stop it. Now his story was amazing because, that's when we first used Prime, and we had a box truck, and he was in the back of the box truck. I made
23 3 to 4 foot fish.
Hang on. We had a mattress on top of the 800-gallon tub, which is now our filter back here. I built that tub to go pick up these fish, and we put board on top, and I weather stripping, and everything was set, and we had air pumps and filters running, and we used Prime for the water. Well, Josh being inside of that truck in the back smelled that Prime so much that when they stopped for gas and they opened up the door, Richie and my buddy Ricky went inside. Richie's his older brother, went inside to get snacks and stuff like that. He was 15 at the time. Mm-hmm. He comes out of the back of the truck and he hits the fresh air and immediately passes out right on the ground. The crowd gathers. They're over there and they're like, "Oh my God, this kid's too young. They got him drunk and blah blah blah." So they call the police. Meanwhile, Richie's inside with Ricky, and they're getting snacks and pop and stuff for the road, and they're planning on driving all the way back now. And by the time they come out, well, there's the cops are there. They're breathalyzing Josh, or talking about breathalyzing him at the moment, and everybody turns around and Richie's like, "What's going on?" And they're like, yelling at Richie for getting this young kid drunk. Well, turns out the cops did give him a breathalyzer. He passed it, flying colors. It was the Prime built up in the water, and then the air bubbles it was so strong that it got to him. Is what happened.
Let's put this in perspective. We'll probably never get a sponsor from Seachem because we say we hate Prime.
No, I don't hate Prime. I love Prime. I hate the way it smells. I use Prime all the time. Now it's the powdered version, but I love the product. The product is awesome. I just, at the time, it was the liquid Prime, and it smelled like butt.
All right, so we got River Sticks chiming in with another $5 super chat. Said you should charge $20 for every extra 15 minutes.
Oh, stop! I don't charge nobody nothing.
We won't do that. We try and stay fair to our followers and our guests, and we just want to do right.
Okay, the Molded Aquarius spoke back. He says, "I was thinking of putting OFR on one side and then one of your signature fish on the other."
Get an Arapaima. Pittsburgh or Brutus.
Get an Arapaima because it's nice and long, or you can do Pittsburgh, the puffer fish.
All right, so we got Vonnie Einzer said, "Much love to Tracy and the OFR from Pittsburgh. Grow the beard to epic proportions from Baron von Yinzer."
Okay. Yes, I did think of Kid D says something about the Tillandsia air plants. I have been looking for them to hang all around the outside, and it would soak up moisture in the pool room only.
So we got Jeff Beatty chiming in with another $5 super chat. Said, "Can you keep 3 discus in a 30-gallon tall tank?" I would not advise that because discus can get pretty big.
They grow pretty small, so for a few years you can. Depending if you get them at quarter size or dime size babies. It'll take a long time for them to grow, and you can. But right now, we've got 4 of them in 150, and they're, 5 inches across, 6 inches?
Yeah, I'd say 6.
6 inches. They're about this big around. There you go. Size comparison. I don't know if I want any more in there. I mean, it's nice. Discus can gather together and be crowded in a tank. It looks pretty decent.
Until you guys wait until the new video and see what we're doing. But Jeff Beatty said new to the hobby. And I want to preach this and remind everybody that OFR is not only just a service, it is a community.
Yes.
We accept, newbies, we accept experienced, and everyone in between. If you have a question, don't feel like it is a burden to ask because you might sound, dumb or something
Ask away,
like that.
ask away. Our more
Exactly.
experienced people in the group, I preach this too, to be good to each other and be, helpful and everything else. Our more experienced people in the group, even our mods, will answer these questions and help you out. It's amazing how much help that the world gives to people that ask, because in this group here, just everybody's nice. I mean, there's some bad apples here. We've had to remove a couple people just with attitudes, just let me say ignorance. But for the most part, everybody here is just very helpful and nice people.
So we got Haley with Oddball Aquatics. Just
Hey,
chimed in.
what's up, Haley?
How you doing? All right, so we got Mitmison D chimed in with a $10 super chat. Said, "You guys are awesome. My bettas agree." LOL.
Nice.
Well, tell your bettas they're awesome as well. K Ray said, "Guys, it's past your bedtime."
Past his bedtime. You guys have been getting him drunk.
It's only because they've been saying Tracy.
And now you're saying it.
I mean, we're closing in on the last bit of our show, so I gotta, support everyone. Adele said, "I'm a newbie, but I help where I can. I'm enjoying interacting in the OFR group on Facebook."
A-Mag says, "Guys, I just woke up the missus to tell her Ohio Fish Rescue read my message and she went mental." Don't wake your wife up, trust me, and leave her sleep.
So we got River Sticks chimed in with another $5 super chat. Said, "Have you guys thought of using plants in your pool/aquarium? Durable kinds, of course, like Java Fern, Val, etc. You can get large amounts from Aquabid. We've tried it. The fish eat it, so
They
that's
destroy it.
That's why we have the whole river system on the back
If
end.
you see our waterfalls go into a river system where no fish are, and then we have gravel in there that we can plant the fish or the plants into, and then it'll eat the nitrates as the water passes by. We are building that up this summer and to do more, and I'm also doing a aquaponics system behind the tanks, where we're going to have, I just ordered a bunch of different seeds and stuff of different things, strawberries, blackberries, tomatoes, all kinds of different stuff like that. So we are going to be doing that, and hopefully it helps take the nitrates out. I mean, it's a win-win situation.
All right, so we got someone who asked, "What's the Facebook group called?" It is Ohio Fish Rescue 501c3.
Yeah, let me straighten that out real quick. A lot of people from YouTube here go over and join us on Facebook, but the problem is you're joining Ohio Fish Rescue. That's our business page, and we really don't do nothing on that page. It's there
Except put the fish that we have to rehome on.
for fish to rehome on it. You need to join the group. The group is where people will help you and fix problems and help problems and all of our rescues and stuff, and all that stuff's all noted
It's
on there.
linked in the comments, guys. They're blasting
It's
links.
Ohio Fish Rescue 501c3. That's our forum that we talk at.
All right, so what I'm going to leave you guys with for tonight's live stream is a bunch of comments that say Tracy, 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 Tracy. So I thank you guys for coming in to tonight's Stay Fishy Friday. I hope you guys will tune in for next week. And
hey, also tune in for what's the name of the
Lucas Bratz?
No, I know Lucas's name. What does he call it? We're Stay Fishy Friday night. What's he call his? I forget what it's called, but Lucas Brents has a live feed here coming up pretty soon. I think at 9:30. Check him out. He's really good, and you guys will like him.
All right, guys. Take care and have a great night. We love you and stay fishy.
Stay fishy, my friends.